Welcome to the 2026 ChannelX Leaders Interview, and delighted to be joined by Lorna from GS1, who we've spoken to many times over the years. So welcome, Lorna. How are you?
Hi, Chris. Always nice to chat to you. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having us on again.
No, I'm really keen to have you on this year because I've got a topic I really want to talk about. Now, GS1, we all know that I think it was 77 years ago, the first barcode was introduced. And ever since, it's been in our supermarkets and been scanning through tills every time we buy something. And GS1 are obviously, you're kind of the gatekeepers. If I need barcodes, I come to you. Everyone knows GS1 as the barcode people, but really you're a tech company. But there's a huge change coming along. Online retailers have been using GS1 numbers for years to get their products identified on marketplaces like eBay and Amazon and just about every marketplace out there. But the world's about to change. People are shopping on AI. So what I really want to find out is what's going to happen with the world of GS1 and product data and product identifiers and EANs when we get to AI. And also, let's kick straight off with how can GS1 barcodes and identifiers actually help AI systems recognize products more accurately?
Yep, there's a lot there. So yeah, we've been
yes, but sorry, drop you in at the deep end.
I think the first barcode ever scanned in the world, so that's the linear barcode, was in 1974. So yeah, he's been around a while. He's done us a good service, but yeah, AI is here already, right? It's not even coming, it's already arrived. It's definitely changing the way that we work. So it's changing the way that our members are having to react to the way that they're selling stuff online for the people that are shopping. Like I'm already shopping using AI, and I know you are. So yeah, it's obviously when you break it down, it's about identifying a product, and the GTIN for the product does that wherever it needs to be. So obviously it's in the form of a barcode when it's a physical product, but when it's in product data, it's the number. And that's exactly the way that people are using it to put their products into catalogs already. And basically, we just need to make sure that these AI tools that seem to be springing up everywhere are actually using things like standards, like an actual defined data model, like a set of rules that they're using that it is consistent when they're actually looking for the stuff that they're going to bring back to showcase to the person that's searching. So yeah, we need to get all of the co-pilots, the ChatGPTs of the world, making sure that they're using things like GS1 standards in there, and they're looking for things like GTIN, so that's for the product. They're looking for GLNs, which is location numbers, when they're looking for a particular place or a different location, or even a business entity. It's just about making sure that there's unique and standardized data in the back end of it, really.
I think it's really interesting because I've already discovered that when I'm shopping on AI, unlike sort of a marketplace that'll give me maybe hundreds of products, or a Google that'll give me 10 or 20 products on the first page, AI is like only giving me maybe one product, or it may give me one product and say, here's the product, but if you want cheap, here's an economy version, or if you want to splash out, here's a more expensive version. So it might give me 3 products, but it really is tying it down to that one product. And I'm worried that retailers that haven't got their data right are going to miss out. So, I mean, how could better standardized product data improve the results of our AI tools? Or probably more importantly, how do I standardize my product data as a retailer or a brand to make sure my products are the ones that are found in AI tools?
Well, yeah, that's where it gets really interesting, right? And obviously, depending on what the person's put in as the search, we've really moved away from just like 1 or 2 keywords. It's like a full sentence. So
it's more like AI a paragraph if you do what it's made.
Yeah, the AI tool has to be able to be matching across all of that to be sure that it is finding what it is that you are looking for. And then obviously from that, it needs to be able to find the matches in the first place. So using standards GS1 standards, ideally, obviously. It means that you're going to be getting consistent and structured data. And then obviously, if you're following data quality protocols, then you're going to be getting clean data as well, which is the main thing, right? Because it's all very well bringing back a product that it recommends, but if it's not what you're looking for, then yeah, you're stuffed. And you want to make sure that your product is being shown when it's actually relevant, right? You don't want to be shown for you don't want to be showing shoes when someone's looking for running train, like a cooker or something like that, to be honest. So yeah, we've got lots of standards that work in the back ends of these systems, but they're not really ones that people talk about. We only really get known as the barcode people, but there's a lot of stuff that actually goes on in the background to make all of these kind of tools happen, really.
Yeah, and I think calling you the barcode people, which even I do tongue in cheek, it's missing out on a lot of the services and structure that you provide, and I think it's that data behind the barcode that's really the important part. The barcode is just like you say, it's just a number. It's all of the data that's held behind the barcode that's important. So what kind of manual tasks could AI automate more easily if all of the data followed GS1 standards, and when we got the barcode, it opened up access to all of that data?
Yeah, so we kind of describe it as like the barcode number, so the GTIN being the key to open up the database to find it. And then obviously the point is that when you've got the key, you're finding the right file. You're not pulling out, oh, that kind of looks like the same shoe. Is that the same shoe? And maybe not, I don't know. It's going, no, that's exactly the one that I'm doing. So it's things like product matching. And then obviously that is a key factor when someone's trying to find something, particularly on a big marketplace that's got billions and billions of different listings. They want to know that actually this is the one that I'm looking for. This is the same thing that I'm looking at, and here's my options to buy it. And then from a retailer's point of view, it can do stock audits, which we all know are not fun when you have to do that manually. Things like the compliance, that is also being used. We're doing some tests with GS1 US, and some of the big marketplaces are doing some of the certification testing through the use of obviously making sure that you've got the GS1 identifier there to be able to match the two together and say, yes, this is a certification for this product. Yes, I'm happy for it to go online. And then obviously things just basic data entry. So when you've got a consistent identifier, things like pulling in attributes that are already existing somewhere else, it's an easy way to match that. So there's loads of stuff it can do. It just, you need the data to be accurate to be able to be matching that in an accurate way.
Yeah, and I think it's worth just digging a bit more into that data. Can you just tell us, kind of, for those that don't know, what type of data is held behind the GTIN? And I know it's not even data nowadays. I know with 2D barcodes, QR codes, we're getting so much more. If it's kind of a food product, you might have the safety certificates, you might have recipes you can do with it. There might be all sorts of things other than just the list of ingredients. And the same with tech products. You get a tech product, scan the QR code, maybe you're offered an installation manual or a repair manual. So what are GS1 doing with this data at the moment? And over and above what you kind of expect is, here's a GTIN, or we call it a barcode. Here's the product name, is pretty much what, as a consumer shopping, I feel like a barcode is. But what am I going to be seeing in the future, the data that the barcode can access for me? Yeah,
so well, we've been around a while, and data models and things like that are the stuff that we've been doing in the background. So things like GDSN that Amazon uses to do new lines forms and getting their products into the warehouse. That's kind of like the back end stuff of going, okay, this is the product, this is the kind of information, so this is the set of attributes and the values that you should be allocating to that number and telling us about that, so that you can share that with your various different business partners, basically. But in terms of the more online world, because the GDSN stuff is the back end stuff, the supply chain stuff, we have a standard called GS1 Web Vocabulary, which isn't actually that new. I think it was about 2012 when it was launched, and basically that's a web-facing data model. And so that is, for anyone that's familiar with schema.org, it's basically an extension of that to be able to define a set of attributes for describing a product, basically. So retailers and brands can actually embed that into the body of their web pages, so that when machines are looking for, okay, what is this page about? What are you talking about here? Is it a product? Okay, what kind of product is it? Like the crawlers, the spiders, all of the AI bots, when they're scanning your website, they can be really sure this is the identifier for it, this is the title for it, this is the however many attributes that you actually load onto there. That's down to you. But it means that the machine is talking the machine's language, rather than going, oh, there's a nice pretty picture there, let me try and work out what it is. Because obviously websites are designed for human eyes, not machine eyes. So in the back end, we need to design it for the website eyes, the machine eyes rather, and that's what Web Vocabulary does. And then you can tie that in to GS1 Digital Link, which is all of the URLs that sit behind the QR codes, and then basically it all just sits together nicely, and the machines know what they're talking about, and basically the AI tools are able to work better. But like I said, Web Vocabulary it's not that new, but it's not that well adopted by the brand side. Companies like Google do actually endorse it and will look for it and rank you higher if you have that in your website. But yeah, it's we haven't seen much adoption of it, sadly.
GS1 Web Vocabulary, really, really good to help Google with traditional SEO. Absolutely imperative that you get the data there for AI, because otherwise AI is just going to bypass you and go to the next person who has got it, that it can be sure about the data's correct. It's not a human looking like you say at the pretty pictures. It's just looking at the data and saying which one's the right product at the best price, at the best availability in the right location. Yep, that's the one I'm going to recommend.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely my favorite of the standards that we talk about. It's just got so much potential, but like I say, it's just not been adopted. So if there is any brands that happen to be listening to this, or even retailers that want to have a go at getting adopted on this standard, I would love to hear from you. Do some pilots with you, see how that looks.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I've been thinking about AI and wondering when we get to the stage where I don't even bother having my website. I just kind of have, a bit like we've got dark kitchens for delivery, cooking up dinners for us. We'd have dark websites that are just full of data for the AI engines. And I'll be able to go onto Perplexity or ChatGPT and buy a product from a dark website that I could never see, but all of the data's there, and the brand or retailer ships the product. And it's nice to have the pretty front end, but it really is the dark website, the like the dark kitchens that don't exist for my eyes, but everything's there to enable me to buy.
Well, definitely. I mean, it sounds theoretical, but I don't think it's that far away. And if you think about voice assistants, you've got no screen to look at anyway. So
yeah, it's all about the data.
Yeah, exactly. And then anyone that's got like visual impairments and things like that, making sure that the data is correct without having to look at something to verify it is definitely the way forward.
Yeah. So I've got one more question for you, which is something I should know more about, but don't really know enough, and that's GS1 Digital Link and how it can make it easier for AI to access up-to-date product information. Because it's the biggest bugbear I know is you have all the product data available, and then you make some changes and need to update it. How does GS1 Digital Link help me there?
Yeah, so that's the technical standard name for basically the URL that sits within people's QR codes. If it's a QR code powered by GS1, so not just a normal URL that goes to a dead link. And basically, it's just a series of links that sit together, that sit on that product identifier. So here's my product, this is the number for it, and here's the several different links. It can be as many links as you want for each different type of product data that you've got. So you could have a page on sustainability, you could have a page on allergens, you could have a page on recycling, you could have a one for your certificates for, I don't know if it was certified vegan, something like that. What it means is that they can all come together without getting too technical, sitting within a resolver somewhere, so that you can say, okay, for this product, the user, whatever they're looking at it on, be it their phone or an app, they want to see the sustainability information. So this is the URL for all the sustainability stuff for that product. Off I go to that link. And then basically the user can define what it is that they want to see about that product. And the brand can say, for this URL attached to this GTIN, this is all my information. And they can update that as and when they want. And what it doesn't mean is that you've got to then update 15 different databases to say, okay, I put it here, I put it here, I put it here, because basically they're just all searching one URL and then they're seeing the up-to-date information that the brand has provided. So the tech is all there. It's just getting the people to put the data and get it embedded within their businesses.
So we covered quite a lot today, from kind of standardized product data, GTIN and barcodes, GS1 Web Vocabulary, GS1 Digital Links. For people that want to find out more, where do they go to find out more information?
Well, hopefully it's GS1 UK, because hopefully you're a GS1 UK member, but obviously there is GS1s in pretty much every country. There's 120 offices. So wherever you are a member, the people that work there, my equivalents, the engagement managers, will be able to help you out with that. Point you in the right place of either learning about the standards or putting you in the right place of the partners that can help you implement that if you haven't got the capabilities in-house.
So for those in the UK, if you look just below this video, we'll put a link for the GS1 UK website. But Lorna, thank you so much for this. It's going to be an exciting year. I think the US is probably about 6 months ahead on AI shopping to compared to the UK. But I think 2026 is going to be the year that it really takes off in the UK. So an exciting year. And now we know what to do to get prepared for it.
Yeah, watch this space. Hopefully we're GS1 powered in the back end everywhere.
Lorna, thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris.